If you've been in any industry long enough, you meet someone who's been in the industry way longer than you, and everyone knows someone who's been in the industry for a while. But I'm here with Steve from Sicce, as I call him, Sicce Steve. You were born into a pet shop, aquarium store in Canada, and you've had your whole life in the aquarium industry. Give us a rundown on that.
Recently, I was told, I guess comedically, that I was hatched in a fish room. And you know, when they said it, it was funny, but I was thinking about it afterwards. That was 1985, born in 75. So 10 years old, parents opened up their first aquarium store. So I guess I was kind of hatched in an aquarium store. Until 2004, I was living in Toronto.
Doing the family pet store business.
Doing the family business, working for the business. I actually opened up my own store during that time after finishing university.
Okay.
So 2003, I got the call from the franchisor that I was working with at the time, and he said, hey, we're looking to do a US-based location for the franchise that was in the family.
Okay.
Are you interested? And I said, you know what, that sounds, you know, for a guy living in Toronto in the snow, living amongst, you know, that lifestyle, and now recognize that I could start over. You know, stay in the industry, do what I love doing, but start over in sunny Florida. It quickly became the country music song. I broke up with the girl, my sister took the dog, said goodbye to the family, packed the car, and I was out. Worked retail, helped open up that business in 2004, did that for until about 2010, 2011, and that's when I made my journey into distribution and wholesale.
And if I remember correctly, you've even been on a reality TV show about aquariums, but not the one that most people know.
I was, yeah. So during that time, there were two competing reality aquarium TV shows going on at the time. One was Tanked, and the other one was Fish Tank Kings. And Fish Tank Kings was produced down in South Florida where I was working. We filmed an episode of that TV show where I was the CEO of the company, ordered an aquarium. So Living Color was hired to install the aquarium into the store. I will not reveal the episode. You can figure that out for yourself.
What's the episode number? What season, so we can go watch this?
Inquiring minds want to know, and that's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take it this wasn't a good reality TV experience?
The experience was interesting. Anyone who's ever filmed an episode for anything on reality TV?
Been there, been plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I edited it together.
It was good. It was a really cool experience. One and done. Back to what we started in the beginning, you know, 1985 until at that point before I joined Sicce was 2019. Learning the craft. Right? Just really learning the craft because I spent so many years on the retail side.
Yep.
All of that experience leading up to today, I think the most important thing was it allowed me to really empathize with someone who owns an aquarium store. Somebody who owns an online store, somebody who owns any store. You know, anyone that is in the industry that has love and passion for their business. Yeah. This is where I would jump in and, you know, the years of retail, I can empathize with what they're going through. Pricing, logistics, marketing, promotion.
So you've been on the local fish store side.
Yeah.
The old local fish store guys all say the internet killed the local fish store. Do you believe that?
It changed the local fish store. It did not kill. What I've seen over the years, the strong survive, the smart survive, the hardest workers survive. Complacency kills, right? So we've seen a lot of aquarium stores fall off the map over the last few years. Sure, we can blame Amazon, we can blame big, bad, greedy corporate America. But at the end of the day, if you're alive today and you've done the work and you're studying the market and you recognize all of the effort that it takes to be successful in the aquarium industry, in a retail store, in North America, you should be doing pretty well at this point. And I think that comes from marketing, you know, in my opinion. You know, you look at PetSmart, Petco, Chewy, Amazon, like all of these different companies that a lot of the retailers in our industry consider a threat.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to change our thinking a little bit. You know, maybe we need to look at them and say, okay, maybe a product, I grab a product and I want this product to be successful. Personally or alone, it's very tough, very challenging to push the life cycle of that product all the way through retail and have it be successful. But when you have the power of marketing behind you, where a big corporate giant also wants the product to be successful, they put their power behind the product, and now that local fish store, the local pet store, they're almost leveraging the work and the investment that those other companies put in.
Okay.
Again, I empathize with the store owner, right? So I can come at this from two different ways. I can look at what the store owner, what they deal with negatively, right? Like that consumer that comes in and says, you guys are the best for advice. You guys know everything. My aquarium at home is so successful because of the advice that you give. Thank you very much. And then they leave the store and they buy the product on Amazon.
Yeah.
There's no room for those guys. We don't want those consumers necessarily leveraging the information that's being provided, because we also want that to transition into a transaction.
Sure.
Right?
Otherwise, they're not going to be around. The store with the advice won't be there.
That's right. I hope the local fish store are leveraging the consumers that want the information from, I call them Tyler. Tyler's the kid that works in the aquarium store. And Tyler is 17 years old, and Tyler lives, breathes, and dreams about fish. I know Tyler so well because I'm Tyler.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're Tyler,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, so that was me, right? So all my paychecks go to aquariums, and all my free time is spent on aquariums, and it's just learn, learn, learn. And nothing makes Tyler happier than a consumer walking into the store and asking for advice.
Yeah.
Because now Tyler gets to provide that advice and feel like they're, almost promoting and benefiting the industry.
And the animals that he's promoting and selling.
Absolutely, yeah. So what I observe is that today there's an appreciation for Tyler, right? So mom, dad, the kids that never had an aquarium before, they go into their local fish store, they have Tyler, and he helps them for an hour.
Yeah.
Tyler's now their guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And that's kind of what we need in this industry. If you go to, we're here at Reefapalooza, there's probably, 150 opportunities for 150 different opinions.
Yep.
Just choose one.
Right.
Stay educated, but when it comes right down to making a decision, what's the pump I need for my tank? What kind of food should I feed? We all need a Tyler.
I tell people it's great that you can get 2 million Google search results, but how are you going to search through these things?
That's right.
You could ask someone who has the experience. My father says, you think education is expensive, try experience.
No, that's true. That's true.
So,
and you know what? I guess for this conversation's sake, Tyler is also Mr. Saltwater Tank.
Well, it's anyone who's been around the block, knows your stuff, that you trust. And then I tell people, find your method, find your guy. If you got a local pet store, sure, find your guy or girl and talk to them, or pick your method. If you're like, you know what, I'm going to go down the deep sand bed method, okay, then that's your guy, that's your band, you're going to stick with this. Like you said, get educated, but this is what you're doing. You're not tomorrow, you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go shallow sand bed. Yeah. And then a week later, you're like, oh, that didn't work. I'm going to go back over here.
Because they watched a TikTok video, they watched an Instagram video, all of these things. And, we love social media because it's definitely bringing a new awareness and a new excitement to the hobby. But, just like everything in social media, everybody has a voice, everybody has an opinion. And if you are too influenced, not being influential as you are, or we hope to be as a brand, but we are also consumers. So as we are watching social media, we are, whether we like it or not, we are being influenced.
Yeah.
So as long as we can take that influence and just bring it back to the local fish store, bring it back to Mr. Saltwater Tank, we're okay.
So you've been through this since the mid 80s. Mm-hmm. Where are we going next? What do you think's the next horizon? What's the big change coming?
That's a great question, Mark.
Some people are like, look, it's going downhill. It hasn't grown anymore. Kids don't care. They want to be on their phone.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think some super smart people could argue those points very, very well.
Yeah.
I don't agree with any of it.
No.
I think if I agreed with anything you just said, I should not be sitting where I am today.
So you have positive outlook for the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I try and have a positive outlook for everything, but for the industry, for sure. I see some consolidation. We've seen a lot of consolidation over the past few years. From consolidation births growth and births opportunity. I mean, personally, what I'm starting to see and what I would really like to push is a little more togetherness. I think there's a lot of me. And I think through some clever marketing, some clever strategic partnerships, we could see some really great products being produced for the industry with some collaborations. We love that. We as in Sicce, we love bringing the people together as opposed to keeping them separate.
Okay.
I think we're going to see some great new products that are centric or focused on innovation at good price points. I think some of the products in our industry has gotten a little high, resulting in a barrier for some people, for some families to get into the hobby. So what I would like to see, and what Sicce is working really hard on, is producing quality products at good price.
Okay.
Yeah.
That work.
That work, yeah. And that's only on the consumer side. We also need to look at, again, in my role, I have to look at the dealer, I have to look at the consumer, I have to look at the distributor, and making sure that they all support the journey as well. And all of those people are going to support the journey based on different parameters.
Sure.
I have to understand who's looking at Sicce based on opportunity for price, and I have to look at who's looking for opportunity based on quality. And those are two separate conversations, but we got to look at it all.
Well, Steve, thanks for taking the time. Usually when I talk to this guy, I get it from no more than 5 minutes on the phone call because he's running off to some meeting somewhere. So
Yes.
I appreciate you sitting down and chatting along with us, bringing us your perspective on it too, from someone who's been in it
Absolutely.
longer than me.
Yeah.
But in the family business, I mean, I was always a consumer until the past 15 years when I became on the business side. But
Yeah.
you've been on all aspects of it. I've always enjoyed the
Yeah.
perspective.
And you know what, Mark, part of that graduation process is like watching you for the last 15 years. 15.
15.
15.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get over 10, does the rest matter?
I'm turning 50 this year, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay. I'm not there yet, so those next 4 years, they matter a lot because I'm not 50.
Well, I'll be here with open arms to welcome you to the club.
Not yet.
Not
I got
yet.
4 years.
4 years.
I don't know what's next in terms of the reef tank progression from 1,000 gallon for the next 4 years. What do I need? Like add on to the house and get a 10,000?
I have some ideas.
That involves C-shaped pumps.
Yes, they do.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Mark.